Welcome back to another edition of Health Hack as I continue talking about powerful tools of the unconscious mind that we can use for the betterment of our health and our life. And today I want to talk to you about the stories that you have running in your head. Very often, these are stories that you are not even consciously aware of. They are stories that were developed in that 0 to 7, 0 to 8 age group, and they just run in the background in your unconscious mind, and they can be getting in the way of you achieving what you want to achieve in life. They can be stories about you not being good enough, smart enough, healthy enough, pretty enough, etc., etc. And the reality is, 99% of the stories that we do have running around in our head aren't even true. And I love to tell people to stop listening to the stories in their head and start talking back to them. And very often, these stories can become limiting beliefs, and we can release those. These stories really are toxic to our ability to being able to live our best life. And in my last episode, episode number 374, I talked about using timeline therapy to release the negative emotions that we stuff down inside. We can also use timeline therapy to release the limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves. And then what we can do is we can use timeline therapy to set goals and create the future that we want and put that out into our timeline in order to create the life that we want. So this is a very powerful tool and very powerful technique where we're working in partnership with our unconscious mind and letting it know what it is that we want after releasing what is no longer serving. And anytime that we create a gap, we want to fill it with a positivity, right? If you get rid of your old couch, you're going to fill that space with a new couch. If we're going to get rid of these limiting beliefs, we want to fill that space with new positive beliefs that have our unconscious mind running on a loop. And the more we get what we focus on, the more we focus on it, the more we get of it, is what I'm trying to say there. So it is so powerful to make sure that you know and are aware of the stories that you have running in your head. And if they're not serving you, let's release them. Let's get rid of them. And let's instead give the suggestions to your unconscious mind of the stories that you do want running in your head, the outcomes that you want. Because when you focus on it, that's when you get it. Think about all the times you might have focused on something negative, something that you don't want. And it happens. Even an example of you're learning to ride a bicycle and you see a rock in the middle of the road and you start focusing on the rock. I don't want to hit the rock. I don't want to hit the rock. And what happens? You hit the rock. That's just a really small example of how we get what we focus on. So what are you focusing on? What stories do you have running around in your head? And do you want to change them so that you can get different results from the results that you're getting right now? This is fast, effective tools that we use with the unconscious mind in order to get you the results that you want. If you'd like to know more, reach out, Melissa@yourguidedhealthjourney.com.